Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate our Spring 2019 graduating class. My name is Kara Manasco Eubanks, and I am the Academic Programs Coordinator for the School of Global Studies. I have the pleasure of working closely with all of our graduates, so I first want to personally congratulate you all on this amazing accomplishment. We cannot wait to see how you will use your education to change the world. We will begin our ceremony tonight with opening remarks from the Dean of the School of Global Studies and Partnerships, Dr. Randy Kluver.
Thank you, Kara. I would like to bring welcome to all of those who have come tonight. We're very grateful for your presence. This is a special night for our students. I would like to welcome, particularly I'd like to honor and recognize the Consul General of the Republic of Mexico to this region, Honorable Consul Rodolfo Quilentan Arenas and his wife Patricia. Thank you for honoring us with your presence tonight. I would also very much like to welcome the students and your families who have, many of you have traveled a very long ways to get here. We're very delighted to have you here. So may I, would all the families of the graduating students please rise? I know there's somebody here, so thank you for being here. A university runs on two things: coffee and faculty, and of course students. They're very helpful as well. The faculty of Oklahoma State University, and particularly the School of Global Studies, relies very heavily, and we're grateful for the participation of faculty from across the campus who participate in our programming, work with our students. Would the faculty of Oklahoma State University please rise? Thank you all very much for being here. If you came in this door on the southwest side, you will have noticed a series of flags out there. And tonight we have the flags flying from Mexico, from the United States, from Venezuela, and from Angola. And those flags represent the countries from which our graduating class represent. And so we are very delighted. One of the things that is a true delight about my job is, of course, we are able to welcome students from all over the world. Those of you who have come from far and you have invested part of your lives here, you've invested your time here, we're tremendously grateful for that. And I hope that you understand how much you bring to our program and how much we appreciate that. My name is Randy Kluver, and I have the privilege of serving as Dean of the School of Global Studies and Partnerships at Oklahoma State University. I am grateful, I'm delighted to be a part of this event tonight to celebrate this momentous occasion for 6 people who are graduating tonight. The School of Global Studies is dedicated to preparing students to make a difference around the world, and we think you're ready, and we expect great things from you. This particular group of students, I'm excited about because over half of them started here the same time I did, and it's wonderful to see you all move on. Unfortunately, I'm not graduating. I have to stay. You guys have great futures in front of you. It's been a transition. You applied to and you started in the School of International Studies, but you're graduating from the School of Global Studies. The change was from international to global. And there was 2 reasons we made that change. One is because the world is not about bilateral relationships anymore. It's really about global relationships. It's about how nations impact one another, not just on a bilateral, but in a much more holistic. But the other thing that we love about the word global is it shows that the kinds of problems that we address and the problems you've studied in your classes, the problems you've thought about and you hope to make a difference in are global problems. Things like climate change are not a national problem or a bilateral or a regional problem. They're national, international, and global problems. Poverty, economic development, cultural betterment, all of those problems are global problems. And so we've changed the name of the program in order to elevate the importance of the approach. And so I really am going to resist the impulse to talk more about you because that's actually Dr. Bennett's prerogative tonight. But I do want to acknowledge the very special place all of you graduates have in my heart tonight. Before we get started on that portion, though, I want to turn our attention to another important element of the School of Global Studies. Several years ago, some generous gifts came to the university from some very close friends, Jalal and Mohammed Farzaneh, to create a program at Oklahoma State University in Iranian and Persian Gulf Studies. That program at Oklahoma State is distinguished by a very different sort of commitment. Our commitment to that is looking at the problems and the issues and really the protracted kinds of difficulties that emerge around the region of Iran and its region. And part of that gift was to create a number of endowed professorships where we would grant these professorships to faculty who showed unusual commitment to and promise in addressing some of those issues. And tonight we have the honor of acknowledging the first Iranian Persian Gulf Studies professorship. And I'd like to invite Dr. Saleh Taghvani to come up and join me here. And where's the bio? The bio. I don't have the bio, but it's okay. I'll tell you about Dr. Saleh. He is a recent addition to the Oklahoma State family, and Dr. Taghvani, thank you very much, brother. You have it, so I won't read it. But we are delighted to welcome him to the campus of Oklahoma State. Recent arrival in several years, right?
Yes.
When did you come to Oklahoma State?
2013.
Okay, longer than I thought. Sorry. But he is a professor and state extension specialist in water resources in the Department of Biosystems and Agricultural Engineering at Oklahoma State University. Faculty from across the university were invited to submit applications for this professorship in which they laid out the problem they were interested in, the significance of the problem, and how they were going to use the professorship to attempt to address that, both through building collaborations and partnerships as well as their own research work. And I had the privilege of working through a number of those applications, and it was unanimous as we surveyed those applications that Dr. Taghvani's was most far-reaching, had the greatest potential significance, not just for the people in the region of Iran, but beyond that region as well. And so tonight I am delighted to present to him the official recognition of this professorship in the form of this medal.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming this evening. My name is Jamie Fullerton. I am the Director of Graduate Studies here in the School of Global Studies. And so it is my pleasure to begin the student portion of tonight's events. The reason we're all here, you guys, right? To start, I want to introduce one of our students to you, who we selected to be a speaker for tonight's festivities. Each semester, we ask one graduating student who's actively involved in the Student Association of Global Affairs, we call that SAGA, to address his peers on this special day. And about a month ago, I asked Titus Zayone if he would be our speaker. Titus is a Fulbright scholar from Angola and completed his undergraduate degree in development studies at the University of Zambia. Since joining our program, Titus has excelled in our international trade and development track, and last month he presented his research on the effects of agriculture, manufacturing, and mineral exports on economic growth of Angola at the Kansas African Studies Graduate Workshop. Titus has been an active member of SAGA, serving as our treasurer this year. We trust him with what little money we have, and has been involved in both OSU Fulbright Association and the OSU African Student Association. He's also a member of Phi Beta Delta Honor Society, which is dedicated to promoting international understanding and recognizes individuals who've demonstrated high scholarly achievement in international education and exchange. It has been a real pleasure to get to know Titus during his time here. I really enjoy having him in the office. Occasionally he'll come by, and it just brightens up our day. And so without any more hesitation, I want to welcome this year's student speaker, Titus Zeone.
Good evening. So my name is Titus Zeone, and it is an honor to deliver this year's commencement address to the School of Global Studies and Partnership graduating class of 2019. I'm part of this. Our journey began with making our own individual adjustments to fit into a multicultural class. And for most of us, our first class discussion in contemporary issues was almost a silent one, if not for some fellows who expressed themselves in English very eloquently and fast. I was left wondering if I ever knew English. But I read a biography recently written by Kim Parrish in 2019 about a great man who has left an extensive legacy here at OSU. The author describes him as the young man who was afraid to open his mouth lest his friends ridicule him, gave speeches later to both the free and the oppressed, the farmers and the pharmacists, patricians and Ivy League professors. From this description, I learned that even such great people had faced challenges with public speaking, but were able to overcome them and even make it to positions of power. Parrish described Congressman Wes Watkins, whose background inspired me to speak today. On behalf of the graduating students, I wish to extend my gratitude to Congressman Wes Watkins, if he's here present, Dean Randy Kluver, Dr. Jamie Fullerton, Ms. Kara Eubanks from School of Global Studies and Partnerships, our study advisors, the graduate committee members, faculty and college staff, family and friends, fellow students, and our honored guests. You are great people to us. You invested in us, and today you came to celebrate this day with us. Allow me to borrow words from Steve Harvey in his commencement speech address to Alabama State University in 2016. He said, and I quote, "Great people change other people's lives. And great people buy a big house up on a hill and teach others to get up on the hill. And you have been great to us, and I appreciate that." I'm also delighted that today marks the end of our Master of Science program in International Studies at Oklahoma State University. However, an end sets a beginning to a new challenge. I began asking myself, what is next? The ball is given to us today, but how does the playground look? According to the International Labour Organization's World Employment and Social Outlook report of 2018, about 192 million people of the working age were unemployed and were actively seeking employment, while around 42% of the workers worldwide were in vulnerable and precarious forms of employment. This is just a glimpse of the society we are joining today. We have other challenges facing the world, such as climate change, food insecurity, inequality, conflict, and refugees, especially in developing countries. According to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees statistics in 2017, nearly 68 million people around the world were forced from their homes. Unless we realize that we are directly or indirectly part of the world's problems, we may not take action to help out. So, as members of the graduating class of 2019, we maintained a spirit of self-determination, unity, and support throughout the program till today that we got here. The same spirit can help us to bridge nations which have been divided by physical boundaries, ideologies, and policies. And the same spirit can help us to make the world a better place for humanity. Allow me to share a short story as requested by one of my friends graduating today about a boy who was born in a refugee camp, who walked to school about 3 miles away, barefoot, every morning, admiring friends who played around. His parents understood the value of education, but had limited means to support him. Well, finishing his school in the refugee camp with university enabling scores, the doors to scholarships opened up. And he went ahead and pursued a Bachelor of Arts and a Master of Science degree with focus in international studies. One may ask, why international studies? Well, to him, the question is embedded in a question. First of all, why was he born in a refugee camp that made him stay about 25 years stateless? My appeal, therefore, to us is that there are needs out there in society, and there are people out there in society that are in desperate conditions. And one of our purposes in life is to help people out there better their lives. Therefore, as we seek opportunities to improve our own well-being, we need to create opportunities for other people to improve their well-being as well. And now, to us, the graduating class of 2019, we have reached an expiration date as students at Oklahoma State University. And we know the challenges that the world is facing. And we need to go out there. But it is intimidating sometimes as into how are we going to handle the problems that the world is facing. Allow me to use words from a great man, Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "You are the change that you'd like to see in society." Therefore, let's go out there, but let's choose something, probably one thing, that we can make impact on. And and let's do it. It will be work worth doing. I would also like to say that we're privileged to be in the School of Global Studies, where not only we've learned about global issues, but we've also interacted with many from all parts of the world, which hold us connected as one. And the orange that is in us from Oklahoma State University shall always go with us and keep us united. Thank you very much. Congratulations, parabéns, and thank you.
So good. Okay. Titus, that was fabulous. I hope you all enjoyed his remarks as much as I did. Well, moving on. Kara says there's an award up here to give someone. And so I have the honor and privilege now to present the award to this year's outstanding student. First of all, let me say that it was very hard to select an outstanding student because all of you are so wonderful and outstanding. And we get so close to you over the 2 years that you're with us that it's hard to select. You're very special and you're very talented. This year's award, however, is truly someone special and demonstrates excellence in and out of the classroom. As one of our graduate assistants, she's always willing to go above and beyond to assist me and Kara and any of her fellow classmates. She does everything with a positive attitude. In fact, this fall she was inducted into the prestigious Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society, which is for the top 10% of graduate students. She's also involved in Saga, served as the Director of Public Affairs last spring, and outside academics, she's very active in Stillwater community, volunteering as an interpreter in various capacities, including at Wings of Hope and at the elementary school where her son attends. She also works at Wings of Hope, which is a women's crisis shelter in town. We could not be more proud of her and excited to see what's going to come her way in the world. Please join me in congratulating this year's outstanding student, Marla Palmeras Ruiz.
We have an award for you.
Oh, there it is. Ta-da! I found it. Thank you, Marla. Fabulous.
Congratulations. Oh, we're supposed to. Sarah says we need a picture.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what I'm going to do without Marla. She sits at the front desk as part of her graduate assistantship and does so many things, including this coffee thing that Dr. Kluver was alluding to, and so I'm really going to miss her. I have one more award. It's not in your program. It's the Outstanding Staff Award, and we kept it quiet. But we're going to use this opportunity, if you'll allow us, to present the outstanding staff member in the School of Global Studies and Partnerships with an award this evening. Every year we choose someone who goes above and beyond in their position requirements and demonstrates insight, innovation, and creativity. This year's recipient is very new to the school, and she grew up in Wilburton, Oklahoma, in southeastern Oklahoma, where Congressman Watkins is from, and he reminds her of that on a daily basis when he comes to her office early every morning while Marla's making the coffee, and I'm not even there yet. She completed both her bachelor's and her master's degree in history at OSU, and prior to joining our staff in August of last year, she worked at what I understand is one of the most difficult departments at the university, which is OSU Admissions Office, recruiting freshmen from southeastern Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas. In her role in SGSP as our advisor and coordinator, she advises our students on their plans of study. She works with them to find funding and opportunities for professional development. as well as help them present their research across the U.S. She is the face of our program for prospective students and helps them navigate the graduate college admissions process. And as much as we love the graduate college, that's not always easy. In the short time she's been with us, our program has grown, and we're talking 8 months, guys, 50%. And we are well above our enrollment goals for the fall. She has done so much for our students, for our staff, and for me personally. We're really lucky to have her as part of our team. So, Kara Eubanks. Now, I would like to present you with this certificate that you can put in your office, and we also have a check for you, which is coming soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I have one more person to introduce. The highlight of the evening, our keynote speaker, Dr. Tom Bennett. Dr. Bennett graduated from OSU in 1973 with a bachelor's degree in sociology. He went on to earn his master's degree in public administration with honors from Harvard University in 1987 and received his PhD in business administration from OSU in 2014. Dr. Bennett has continued to be involved with OSU and has served as the national president of the OSU Alumni Association, as well as trustee and governor of OSU Foundation and trustee and regent at the University Center at Tulsa, which is now OSU Tulsa. He also serves on various advisory boards, including our very own School of Global Studies and Partnership Global Ambassador Board. He is also the grandson of the late OSU president, Dr. Henry G. Bennett, who is especially important to this school as he was the pioneer for the university's global engagement and was appointed by President Truman to head the Point 4 program, which is now USAID. Dr. Bennett began his banking career with Stillwater National Bank and Trust Company and right here in Stillwater, prior to serving as a White House Fellow and Special Assistant to the Comptroller of Currency in Washington, D.C. in 1985. He later became a Senior Advisor and Coordinator of Strategic Planning for the Oklahoma Department of Commerce. He rejoined Stillwater National Bank in 1988 as the bank's president of the Tulsa Division for 10 years. In 1999, he became co-founder, chairman of the board, and CEO of Oklahoma National Bank, now Central Bank of Oklahoma, and its parent company, 21st Century Financial Services Company. Since 2009, Dr. Bennett has served as co-founder, chairman, and co-CEO of First Oklahoma Bank and its parent company, First Oklahoma Holdings, Inc. Dr. Bennett's professional activities have included serving as a member of the National Advisory Board of U.S. Small Business Administration, the National Director of the Independent Bankers Association, the Chairman of the Lending Committee of the Oklahoma Bankers Association, and as a member of the Regional Advisory Board of the Resolution Trust Corporation. He also has more than 60 articles published in national magazines and journals. Please welcome Dr. Thomas Bennett. Thank you.
Good afternoon or evening, whichever time we're on. And congratulations to each of you, the graduates. In the words of the Apostle Paul, you have fought the good fight, you have finished the race, and you have kept the faith. Now it is your time to celebrate a great lifetime achievement. So congratulations to each of you. As Dr. Fullerton noted, I am from a multi-generation OSU family. My mother's parents graduated from Oklahoma A&M College at that time in the 1920s. Both of my parents graduated from OSU in the 1940s. My wife, my siblings, and I graduated from OSU in the 1960s and 70s. And I liked it so much, I went back and finished my PhD in 2014. Our son actually was graduating this time 20 years ago from Oklahoma State University. So We are a OSU family. And so on behalf of my family and the other members of the OSU Alumni Association, welcome to the OSU Alumni Association. We hope that you will be Cowboys for life. Let me also congratulate the parents and the spouses and the family members of the graduates. I know that the process of finishing a rigorous university academic program normally requires sacrifice from the whole family. And in my case, as an undergraduate, my parents supported me by helping to pay for my tuition and my housing. When I went on to do my doctoral work, my wife edited my papers and my dissertation. And I must say my grades went up when Sue was doing the editing for the work that I was writing. So from experience, I know that graduation is a time for the whole family to enjoy the success of the graduate and for the graduates to show thankfulness for the support of their parents, their spouses, and their family. Graduation is a time of great pride for the whole family. For my graduation, for my PhD back in 2014, my father, who was at the time 94 years old, was there. It was his last public outing before his death, his last chance to say, I'm proud of you, as I know your parents are proud of you. And as I walked across the stage, I could hear shouting from the stands, my grandchildren, yelling, "Way to go, Papa." It was a great moment for our family. And I hope for all of you, this day will be one you will remember forever as a great day for your family. I believe each of the new graduates that are completing their degrees today are completing one of the most important degrees that Oklahoma State University offers. The whole concept of global studies acknowledges that we are fellow travelers on a relatively small planet in the context of the universe. Our Creator's design was to make us interdependent people. We need each other. Our behavior impacts our neighbors, and we must find ways for humanity to work together in order for humanity to survive on the planet Earth. When my grandfather was president here at OSU from 1928 to 1950, he dreamed of OSU making a very positive difference in the lives of all Oklahomans and in the lives of all of the neighbors of Oklahomans around the world. He believed that the ticket to a better future was education, and an education that would provide both skills to do work and the ability to learn, to develop new ways to make things better for everyone throughout the world. His generation had lived through 2 world wars, and they dreamed of a day when all people of the world could live together in harmony and mutual support. In this year's graduating class, you embody the reality that America has become a nation comprised of a relatively small percentage of Native Americans and an overwhelmingly large number of immigrants. Together, we are learning how to be a people of the world that can live together in harmony and mutual support. Some of you are relatively new to America. My family came in 1608, but we were all families of immigrants to America. Living and working together, we have created both the most dynamic economy and the most diverse people in the world. And I believe those 2 factors are directly correlated. Our diversity yields our dynamism, and our dynamism requires our diversity. They go together. As we go together, as a people. Consider the following. Inc. magazine wrote that immigrants start 25% of all the new businesses in the United States. In addition, 20% of the Inc. 500's fastest growing companies in America were started by immigrants. Imagine how different Oklahoma would look today without our state's largest volume home builder, the Farzaneh family, who immigrated here from Iran. The auditorium is named in their honor. This wouldn't be the same state without them. Fortune magazine wrote that immigrants and their children have founded more than 40% of the Fortune 500 companies, or the 500 largest companies in America. Imagine how different our country would be without the co-founders of Google and Yahoo and YouTube and the CEO of Microsoft, who were immigrants to our country. Imagine how different cowboy country would be if Levi Strauss, an immigrant from Germany, hadn't founded Levi Jeans. Can you even wildly imagine cowboy country without blue jeans? And we have an immigrant to thank for making that possible. In fact, researchers at Wharton School of Business found that immigration leads to more innovation, a better educated workforce, better matching of skills and jobs, and higher overall economic activity. In 6 weeks, we will celebrate our nation's independence on July 4th. And many of us will sing, God Bless America. When we do, let us remember it was written by a Russian immigrant named Irving Berlin. I believe we need more immigrants coming to our country to bring their energy, their insights, and their hard work to make this country the best, the best hope for our world. We need more Americans to understand what you all have studied. We need to learn how to live together in harmony and mutual support. We don't have to think of this world as our people and their people. We need to learn to think of all people living together as a family and friends and good neighbors. If all of the students attending OSU today would test their DNA to discover their nation of origin, the vast majority would find that their ancestors came from nations around the world in pursuit of better lives for their families here in America. We would see that the American experiment is with a people who come from diverse nations of the world. In a sense, we are the United Nations here in America. Some call this a melting pot. Others call it a mosaic of cultures. However you describe America, we are in desperate need of global studies, global partnerships, global friendships, and global perspectives. What you have studied here at OSU is critically important for our world and for our country. One challenge I offer to OSU is to require all students to travel abroad before they have completed their studies here in Stillwater. We all need to experience the many fascinating cultures that exist in our world and learn to appreciate that most of them are more historic than our own. Being there and seeing with our eyes, hearing with our ears, and understanding with our hearts, we will place greater value on the importance of international relationships. It will also help us appreciate this great country that God has given us to enjoy in America. Just as John Donne famously said, "No man is an island," no people can exist in isolation from other people in the world. I believe that God created us as brothers and sisters, and He commanded us to love each other. And I would observe we're not doing a very good job of that right now. It's something all of us need to do better. But I am hopeful for our future because I'm looking at you all. You all are the ones that need to lead us forward. I'm hopeful because of the commitment of our faculty, our students, and the graduates of the OSU School of Global Studies and Partnerships to find better ways to improve our global relationships and our global perspectives. As you go from this place, take up the dreams of my grandfather and his generation of creating better ways for us to live in harmony and mutual support. I challenge each of you to be the leaders that you have studied to be here. I challenge each of you to go forward into the 21st century and show us the way to peace. Show us the way to shared interests. And show us the way to be responsible citizens who are taking good care of this world we share together. May God bless you as you go, as He has blessed you here in your studies in Stillwater. Congratulations.
On behalf of the graduating class, we would like to thank you for speaking tonight, Dr. Bennett, and we would like to present you with this gift. Thank you, Dr. Bennett, for your words of encouragement. At this time, we will recognize our spring 2019 graduates by hooding each of them to signify their success in completing the Master of Science degree in Global Studies. Janelle Aranda. Janelle is originally from San Lorenzo, California, and completed her undergraduate degree work at the University of San Diego in International Relations and Affairs. During her time in the School of Global Studies, Janelle studied international agricultural markets in the Czech Republic and also worked as an assistant residential community educator. Janelle is being hooded by her advisor, Dr. Rob Terry. Alejandra Mara. Alejandra is from El Tigre, Venezuela, and completed her undergraduate work at the University of Tulsa in International Business and Spanish. Her capstone experience included research on how Oklahoma public school systems are working with immigrant children whose primary language is not English. Alejandra is being hooded by her advisor, Dr. Jamie Fullerton. Marla Palomares Ruiz. Marla is originally from Mexico City, Mexico, and completed her undergraduate work in interpreting and translation at Mexico City's American Technological University. As her capstone experience in the program, Marla worked as an intern for Wings of Hope Family Crisis Services, increasing their presence in the Hispanic community they serve and translating materials to Spanish. Marla is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Fullerton. Rodolfo Jose Quilentan Tapia. Rudy is originally from Saltillo, Mexico, and completed his undergraduate degree in international relations from the University of Monterrey in Mexico. As his capstone experience, Rudy interned in Hong Kong at the Crossroads Foundation, a nonprofit organization that provides aid for relief and educates populations on the challenges in developing countries. Rudy is being hooded by his advisor, Dr. Ruel Hanks. Tiffany Togbo. Tiffany is from Midwest City, Oklahoma, and received her bachelor's degree from the University of Central Oklahoma in journalism. As her capstone experience, Tiffany is studying economic issues and business scandals in the United Kingdom and hopes to one day work for the U.S. State Department. Tiffany is being hooded by her advisor, Dr. Sheeta Hennenberry. Titus Isaiah Zione. Titus is originally from Luanda, Angola, and completed his undergraduate degree in development studies at the University of Zambia. As a Fulbright scholar, Titus researched the various exports in Angola and their effects on GDP growth. His thesis is titled Effects of Agriculture, Manufacturing, and Mineral Exports on the Economic Growth of Angola. Titus is being hooded by his advisor, Dr. Sheeta Hennenberry. Let's give one last final congratulatory round of applause to the School of Global Studies graduating class of spring 2019. On behalf of the faculty and staff in the School of Global Studies, we are honored to have spent these last few years with each of our graduates, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. For closing remarks, please welcome back Dean Randy Kluver.
It's, again, it's a tremendous honor to send you all on your way. Thank you, Titus, for the challenge. And if you didn't pick it up, that child who was born in a refugee camp graduated tonight. So special applause for that. Titus mentioned in his remarks that the Honorable Wes Watkins. Wes and his wife Lou are unable to be here tonight, although I think it probably breaks their heart because they're always here. But Lou is being honored by East Central University tonight, so they were unable to attend. But Lou Watkins and his legacy is at the heart of what the School of Global Studies and Partnerships is about, as is the legacy of Dr. Henry G. Bennett, who led Oklahoma State on this voyage, this amazing voyage of contributing to the development of nations around the world back in the 1940s and 50s. Wes Watkins graduated from this university several decades later, but also has had a profound influence. And if you have met the Honorable Wes, as we call him, we just call him Wes. We actually don't call him the Honorable Wes. But if you have met Wes, you will know that there are two things that he is deeply, deeply passionate about. One is the incredible importance of global trade for peace building, for economic growth, for development around the world. The other thing that is deeply on his heart is, of course, the eradication of poverty. And so he challenges me on a daily basis, in case you're wondering, every day to raise our standards, to prepare our students to address global problems, to never forget the world of opportunities, but also the world of problems that surround us. And so this building is named in his honor. He is always present, even when he's not physically here, in his impact. So one of the things we love to do with our graduates is we love to provide each of our graduates with a copy of Congressman Watkins' book. I'm going to ask Dr. Fullerton to present these to the students. These are hand-signed copies of the books, and we want to give each of our graduates a copy of the book so that you never forget the legacy that drives this program. So we've come to the conclusion of our program. We are grateful for the presence of all who've come to honor our graduates tonight. We're deeply grateful for the sacrifices, the contributions you have made in the lives of our graduates. Again, let me state to our graduates, we're grateful for the time you've invested in us. We hope it's been worth your while. We expect great things from you. The world needs great things from you. So as we conclude, I would like to remind everybody to reconvene at Gallagher Iba or Iba Gallagher? Gallagher Iba. I'm still new, sorry. Gallagher Iba Arena across the street at 7 p.m. for the graduate commencement ceremony. Thank you all for being here.